Hello and welcome back to podKast with a K. I'm your host Karla with a K, and I am joined here on this fine Sunday evening, as you can see, by returning guests, big favorites, really interesting people overall, Theara and Walmer.
Hello! Am I internet famous yet? Yes, I'm back.
By popular demand. They haven't been on the main show, so this is exciting. You guys had done an episode of the Quarantine with a K series of Sunday Night Live, which was essentially just an attempt to keep the show going during quarantine. So, yeah, welcome back.
It's good being back. I mean, I missed it, It's really fun last time.
Did you miss it? Because as memory serves, I've asked you a number of times to come back to the show.
You have it's supply and demand, Karla. So you have to really limit the supply to make your price go up. So that's why we can do it once a year.
We love a businessman.
We'll be on once a year, and that's our supply. The price is $1 million.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
Yes,
all right.
Yes.
So, instead of, we've already introduced you. We know everything there is to know about you, your zodiac signs, what you think about capitalism. But we, in coming up with a topic for the show, went through a number of, genres of conversation, if you can call it, and we hated all of them because it's the stuff that everyone always talks about. And Theara, you brought up a very, very important point and topic of discussion that I feel like everyone's opinion really should be heard because it's super impactful and it really does tell you a lot about a person. So I have to ask, how do you guys feel about the snow?
I love it. I hate it so much. So much. That I want to go back home to Georgia because I hate the snow.
Do you hate the snow that badly?
No, it is, bro. Imagine living up here every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then waking up to a feet of snow, and then you have to be at work. I wake up like 10 minutes before work or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be at work in 10 minutes, and then you have to clear off the snow in 10 minutes. It's impossible.
You just hate the inconvenience. You don't actually hate it.
This is ooh.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We're diving deeper now.
No. Everything about this. I mean, yeah, snow is bad.
Well,
why do you like the snow?
Yeah.
It's soft.
It's soft.
Soft, white, and you can throw it at people. They don't get hurt. But you get satisfaction from it.
You guys are making this very insightful. I'm very happy we're discussing this because it does tell you a lot about a person. Walmer just wants to let people know how he really feels. Meanwhile, Theara would just like to live a life with a little bit less of a struggle than he already does. In chat,
yes. Another thing is that, when it starts snowing, the road gets slippery. So, last week,
mm-hmm.
I wanted some Wendy's after work,
mm-hmm.
but it started snowing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the road was, slippery, so I was like, guess I can't get Wendy's now because I'm going to die if I drive on this road. So, explain that, Walmer.
You look at gray snow tires.
Snow tires are a thing.
That's just me spending more money. No.
Well, you can get all-season tires as well. They're convenient.
This is true.
Karla, whose side are you on?
I have to say I'm a little bit split between decisions because I personally, and let me finish my sentence before you react, alright? I love the snow. It's pretty, it's photogenic, it's fun. As Walmer said, you can throw it at people and it doesn't really hurt them, but they still get the vibe, you know what I'm saying? However, I do agree that the inconvenience of snow is frustrating, but to me it's not how it inconveniences me, it's how it makes other people act, right? Because say it just started snowing, and say that you happen to be at Walmart or something, the drive home is a nightmare because everyone is panicking and no one knows how to drive. Even if the road isn't slippery yet, they see the snow in the sky and they're like, it's the end of days. It's over. So, personally, I feel like I side more towards snow, although everyone who knows me knows that I very much favor, summer and the heat and, the ocean. So, as much as I love the snow, I would give it up for summer. Let me...
Facts. Well, if I can get it like 2 days a year,
Sure.
I'll do it. But just up here in Connecticut, it's like 30 days where you get snow, so it's just too much.
Well, so this is
After the first 2 days, no more.
This is a good place to mention that in chat we have seen people think that this is a very controversial topic. Mac would like to know, if you hate the snow, why did you move to a place that snows a lot?
Yes. Good question, Matt. I didn't have a choice. You see, to
answer your question, Mac.
I got the scholarship, and they had partnerships with a few schools, and this was the only school that had a major in finance. If I had if Florida or like Texas or Hawaii had the choice, I would have gone there. But this was the only major that the only school that has the finance that I was looking for. So that's why I came up here.
Essentially, yes. My first choice was also not in the middle of the Arctic adjacent circle. I was originally going to go to school at the beach, dude. But, money happens, so you end up looking for scholarships, and you end up in Connecticut.
Yes, that's what happens.
So, question, Walmer, are you content with the amount of snow that you encounter on a day-to-day basis?
Not really, no.
Would you like more snow or less snow?
When I came to Connecticut, I was hoping to get snow up to my knees just because I really wanted to experience that at least once in my life.
I mean,
no, I didn't get that snow.
It's happened. We've had a significant amount of snow. Maybe not up to our knees, but maybe halfway up your shin.
He wants to experience a blizzard and up close in real life.
Yes, I do.
Well,
I really do. But I want to live through it. I don't want to.
I get that. You know what? I want to see a tornado in real life. That's stuff. I had a dream once that I was being chased by a tornado.
Did you?
It was kind of weird. But like ever since, I was like, I kind of want to see a tornado in real life. Not like up close, but like like maybe like
far away, say
5 miles away, and just seeing it destroy stuff. I'm like, yo, that's cool.
That's actually an interesting point. Let me just real quickly let you know. In chat, Leo says, come to Brazil if you want heat. Max says, come to Washington if you want snow. Also, on the topic of tornadoes, I used to want to be a storm chaser because I watched, like, one movie, and I was like, yo, that looks so sick. You just go around taking pictures of some clouds, let's go. And then I was like, oh, you have to do, like, math? Never mind.
Math? Why do you need math?
For, like, meteorology, to, like, be able to track it down and then know if it's safe enough for you to go.
Well, you do the fun part, bring Walmer along, and he'll do the math. And then,
Good point. What about you, Walmer? Do you want to see a tornado ever?
I do. But I want to see a hurricane more than tornadoes.
A hurricane?
I don't know why, but
I feel like that's just a lot, dude.
When you see it, it's over.
I know. The concept of a tornado, of 500 miles to 700 miles per hour winds, it sounds fun.
No.
Wait, where do you go, like, when you get a helicopter over a hurricane, will you be sucked in or no?
It depends on how high you are. Like, if you...
Max.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's too much risk, especially because if you're already in the air, what's stopping the tornado from just yeeting you across the sky?
That's what I'm saying. That might not be safe, because they get winds. They get wind too, right?
Yeah, wind and rain.
Yeah, I'm good.
And lightning, if it's dangerous enough.
I will say, the being under like a tornado watch / warning is terrifying. I have one really vivid memory of being a kid, and like it was like a Sunday or something. Maybe it was a Saturday. No, I think it was Sunday. We were just like chilling. It's like mid-afternoon. It's like really sunny and warm. The TV's on. I was a kid, so my sister was younger, so she's taking a nap. My parents are like, alright, everyone's chilling. Let's also take a nap, we're all just vibing. And I'm the only one awake, because I don't really nap. I've never been a napper. And all of a sudden, the TV starts flashing, saying tornado warning. And I'm like, oh no, that's scary. And I look around and it's sunny and everyone's just chilling. Like the TV's like blaring and everyone's just like having a grand old time in their own like sweet little dreams. And I'm like, bro, I'm like 7. What do I do in this situation?
That
And
is
so,
true. It's scary as hell.
yeah.
I had it happen, and then we had to like. Well, my dad was at work, and we had to like go in the bathroom and then like
Oh, do the
be in the bathtub
yeah,
for that. Yeah,
the
yeah. So
thing.
that I guess it's like the safest space in your bathtub or something.
Yeah, well, because there's no windows, is why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
See, and this is something I want us to talk about, kind of to move us a little bit away from so much about the weather, but like, the weather's supposed to be a small talk type conversation, and everyone says like they hate small talk. I don't think the weather should be considered small talk, because it leads to more, dude. We all see it, we all experience weather, and so here we are talking about like childhood memories and how we want to deal with life and what we used to want to do, just because of one time when you were like, yo, let's talk about how much I hate the snow.
Exactly. I mean, I guess it starts as a small talk, but it could lead to a bigger talk. It's just whatever you make it to be, you know?
We should start calling it gateway talk.
The gateway talk. The gateway drug. Once you take it, you can't go back. So this is why Walmer never talk about weather, because he doesn't want to get...
Walmer doesn't want to get
Dude,
sucked into
okay.
conversation with people.
Exactly. You know what happened today?
What happened today?
So, me and Walmer was walking to dinner, right?
Right.
And we just passed Webb,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have a friend drove by that said hi to us, and I was like, "Oh, please give us a ride," because we were going to Hurley. I was trying to get some dinner before work, and I was like, "Hey, can you give us a ride?" And they was like, "Yeah, we'll give you a ride." So I approached the car. What did Walmer do? He walked the other direction, opposite from the car. He was like, "No, I'm good." I was like, "No, Walmer, they're giving us a ride. You know them. They're your friend." He's like, "No, I'm good." So he walked away, continued walking while I got a ride from the friend.
Walmer.
So this is the extent that he would go to avoid social interaction with any people of any kind.
Walmer is like the inspiration for introverts everywhere.
Yo, if there was a movie, this is like some out of a movie. I was like, "Yo, come, they're giving us a ride." He was just, "No, I'm good."
Yo, I could
I
could see that in like a SNL skit or something. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Walmer, why?
I couldn't help it. I just wanted to walk away, so I walked away.
But they were giving us a ride, and you don't have to walk to Hurley. Why not get in the car?
Yeah, but then I had to get in the car, get out of the car, walk. I was already walking straight, so I could just...
Walmer said he will invest no more energy than he needs to, and that goes for social energy as well as like physical energy.
Yeah. He's like, as long as I don't have to use my social energy, I'm fine. I'd rather climb Mount Everest than have a conversation with anybody else. Oh my gosh, Walt.
SMH. Speaking of investing things, Bitcoin, huh?
Yo, Bitcoin is crazy.
Tell us about it.
Walt.
Tara, I swear to God.
Okay, personally, I don't know a lot about it because my brother is the one that knows more about cryptocurrency than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know, the very basics of cryptocurrency is a giant file that just holds that transaction data. The giant ledger, that's all it is. Like the banks have a ledger, but it's just a digital ledger. It's essentially everything computer and everyone has a copy. And then in order for you to add a new transaction to it, you have to solve an algorithm, process it first, create a new block, they add the new data to it, and they get rewarded with the Bitcoin.
So as you can tell, Walmer's a computer science major.
I am. But I'm terrible.
But all I know about is that the price has been going up. So like a year ago it was at 3,000, right? Or 4,000. Now it's at like 45, 50,000. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Right.
So before then, I never put any money in there because I was like, what's the point of this? But then it was going up so much. I think by like November or something, it got into new highs. It passed 20,000, and I was like, should I get in this? So I downloaded Coinbase and I watched some videos, and they gave me some like some cryptos. So that's how I got sucked into it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
right now it's stuff.
So that's
So-
interesting that you would mention that, because I was going to ask, and also in chat, Doge to the moon has been typed. So
Yeah,
how do you feel
Go
about
Doge.
all
Go
of
Doge.
this?
Dogecoin is not really a good coin.
Oh, also,
I
chat
don't
loves
recommend-
your background, by the way.
Which one? The Earth or these animals?
I think the entire vibe.
Oh, I get you. I get
The vibe you've created in the studio is immaculate.
Yeah, I've been having a debate on what this animal was.
Lemur. Right? No?
I've heard like 5 different answers, so can somebody tell me what animal this is? Or your best guess? No, I mean, I've tried to read the tag, but look, it does have these. So I think it's flippers.
Oh, is it a... What, does it have a tail?
So, no tail.
Then I have no idea what that is.
So my guess was like a seal, because, you know, they swim in water and stuff, but...
Have
I've
you
also heard
ever
of
seen
it-
a seal, Tara?
No.
It's a brain.
No,
No, I mean,
okay,
it's
not
not
the
the
color, the shape of it. That is not a seal.
Oh, a sea lion?
Don't they look like seals?
Somebody said this was a sloth.
Oh, wait. Yeah, because they have, like, the weird little claws.
These are not claws, bro.
They look... Oh, they're, like,
It's
weird. Okay, interesting.
a fake animal tail. Doesn't exist.
No, it does. I think it's based off a real. Maybe okay.
It's
Maybe
not based
we're
off a TV
debating.
show.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we're debating off a non-fictional.
Well, I just want you to know, before we move on from this quick intermission, this is a seal.
Very,
Okay, how could look at this face and look at that face, and how can you not tell me that's a seal, bro?
Okay, the face, maybe, but then the
No.
argument for sloth is also pretty strong. Because let me show you a sloth.
Because you know the round face, the kind of the.
This is a sloth.
Okay, I do see.
oh, that looks more like a sloth actually, because of the eye
I
pattern.
see the face,
So
but why did they give us flippers?
I guess they couldn't make more than one. I guess it would have.
I don't think they would have wanted to give
Like
a
the
stuffed animal claws either.
Well, it's not. It wouldn't be claws. Just
Pointy felt. So anyway, back to money talk.
back to money talk. Everyone buy Dogecoin and
No.
have it go up.
Don't buy it.
You heard it here first, podcast. Tara would like for y'all to buy Doge.
This is not investment advice.
It's
This is
horrible
official.
investment.
I know I always have a disclaimer on the show to not take anything I or my guests say seriously and don't hold us to anything because opinions are subject to change. But take this advice from Tara as official and professional, and feel free to sue him if it doesn't go right.
Yes, so
No, I said this is not investment advice, but also buy Dogecoin.
This is not advice, but also do exactly what I say.
No, but I think crypto is crazy. I've had a talk with people, and they said like, you know, this is like the future of payments. We're gonna start buying stuff with cryptocurrency, with coins, and no central bank is controlling it because it's on the internet. It's blockchain, so nobody is able to manipulate it. But on the other side, it's like, you know, who's actually gonna
There's no regulation
adopt
for
it?
it, yeah.
Yeah, how is it gonna get mainstream? The price is always moving around so quick. So if you're like, you know, you put it like one day you can get a house of one Bitcoin, and the next day the price dropped 25%, and then you know you can't buy anything now. So it's, you know, it is what it is.
It's been interesting to see people kind of not being forced into learning about like stocks and crypto, but just kind of like it is what is in the news. So like whether you wanted to or not, like you kind of have to learn about it. But one of the things that I think is interesting, I was thinking about the other day, we're not really strangers to the concept of like invented quote unquote currency, because, and this was such like a dumb little revelation, but then I was like, it's not completely wrong. Stamps, right? Like the post office, you buy a stamp to send a letter, you pay the post office, right? But say that you buy a sheet of stamps, you essentially just bought that money's worth of a currency, because I put that little sticker on my envelope, and I send it out, and whoever is receiving it, or whoever is, like, the mail carrier is gonna see it, see the stamp, and be like, ah, yes, this letter is worth 55 cents. Bro, it's just a sticker. What do you mean? Like, we're not strangers to the concept, it's just not acknowledged as such. And this is, like, again, completely different scale, completely different levels, completely different worlds, but it's, again, it's not something we're not used to seeing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, currency is whatever you make it to be, or whatever society say currency is.
It's whatever value you place on something.
Exactly. I think back then they used to use like seashells or like salt as like
sand
exchange
dollars
of goods and stuff, and dollars and paper and coins and silver and gold and stuff like that. So, I mean, nowadays most people barely even touch actual paper money anyway. So I mean,
yeah.
What do you use digital dollars? Exactly.
Or gold, dude. Like, you're telling me that gold used to be, like, the way people paid? If you told me, like, today, gold is worth nothing, gold is, like, worth 1 cent, I'd be like, no, but it's shiny and pretty. Give me it immediately. Like, how do you expect me to just accept that this thing that's been, like, glorified all these years is all of a sudden worthless just because we said so?
Technically, it is valuable in production for electronics.
Yeah, like, it has uses, but as currency, you know, like, a gold coin is only valuable because we said, yo, this is sick. But I can't spray paint a penny gold and give it to you and be like, this is the same color as this, dude, like, accept this as payment. Speaking
the U.S. has so much gold on hand.
Do they?
You know what is it, Fort Knox? They have a building which is where they keep all their gold, and it's like protected like hell.
That's crazy.
I just wanted to point that out.
So I know where I'm going.
Yeah, let's go there.
FBI man in my computer, this is a joke.
Well, I actually heard a rumor about diamonds saying that there's actually a whole warehouse filled with them because they are so common and we have so many piled up that in order to keep the price high, we only release a limited amount of diamonds into the public in order to keep the price high.
Interesting.
Who's
on the government. I forgot which one it is. I just know it's a giant warehouse. That was the rumor I heard.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Thank you for the follow.
McDonald's are holding like milkshake machines on hand so that they're limiting how much ice cream people can get. Because
wait, that's such a good analogy.
Yeah, it's like we don't want people to get too much of it, so we have to limit the ice
Theara,
cream.
it's supply and demand, the same way your presence on the show.
It's supply and demand, bro.
You've got to create the demand if it isn't there already. You got to make it seem intriguing and mysterious.
Yo, that's why people have like. That's why companies have like limited time stuff, because you don't want to like. Oh my god, it's all coming back.
Oh yeah, that's definitely why, dude.
It's called artificial demand because they make them a limited edition, and so like you think they will never make it again. You have to have it.
Theara, you're literally a finance major. Why are you just now figuring this out right now?
We're getting played so hard, bro.
Yes, we are. And then they trick us into thinking $7.25 an hour is enough.
Oh no!
How you like that segue?
Minimum wage is $7.25, and a lot of people are saying we should raise it up to $15. Because it needs to be a living wage. You can't live off of $7.25.
If you increase the minimum wage, then the price of products will increase.
The price of products only increases because we decided that was the system we were going to live under, though. Because if you think about it, prices have been going up for essentially every year, right? However like money is measured. When is the last time minimum wage was raised, like, nationally? So they've got
pretty sure it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's been way too long, and they've got you tricked into thinking, like, oh, but raising minimum wage means inflation. Inflation is occurring anyway. Like, prices are going up regardless. Like, you're just not getting paid more. They've got you, like, in this mindset of, like, oh, this is the way it has to be for a functioning society. Dude, we invent these numbers.
But I'm talking about inflation specifically. I was talking about the big corporations that want to keep making on profits. So, if they give more to the employees, in order for them to keep the same number of profits, they have to increase the price of products.
The thing is, though, they make so much in profit, the big corporations. Have you ever seen those charts where it's like, these 8 companies own all of these little companies, and then you look at it and you're like, dude, that's everything in my room right now. It's owned by one person. Like, they make so much profit. I don't think they're gonna miss it, Walmer, if they have to redistribute it to pay their employees better.
Facts. Apple has like $100 billion in cash, liquid, in cash that they can use however
Liquidity.
they want. $100 billion.
Yeah, you could buy every single NFL team and still not touch the amount of money that these people have.
But like I said, that's still greedy. So I don't know.
Well, here's the other side. Okay, so
Yes.
I started with minimum wage. I started working at 16 at Zaxby's. Whoever, if you're from the South, you would know what Zaxby's is. It's like a chicken fast food place. So I started working at 16. I was making $7.25, the minimum wage in Georgia, and I was happy with that because I was only working part time. I was working like, a few days after work for like 3 hours. So I was probably working like 20 hours a week or so. So I was happy with my minimum wage because all I wanted to do was, make some extra cash on the side because, I don't want to be broke and have to go to my parents asking for money all the time. So this was just like a side thing that I do so that I can get more, some extra cash by myself. So if you raise the minimum wage and it goes to 15, my side job is like, it's enough to make a living wage. So why would that make sense for them to like, hire the same quality of people? Because I was 16, I had no experience, so they're like, okay, let's just give this guy $7.25 because he's a nobody, and then we'll teach him how to make food and stuff.
Well,
But when it goes to 15, well, they like, okay, let's just hire some quality, much better people because.
not necessarily,
$15.
because ideally, if 15 is minimum wage, that is the base level of money you are making. Someone who is qualified and has worked their way up the ranks would, again, ideally be making more than 15 an hour. 15 an hour isn't to say, like, everyone in this entire country is only going to make 15 an hour. That just means, like, you can't go lower than that. It's nowhere but up for you, buddy. Like, benefits you too. Like, 15 being the least possible amount you could make an hour isn't going to mean that your work loses value just because some kid is making the same amount of money. Just because, like, you're suffering, does that mean someone else has to suffer too? Because if you're going to say it like that, I could approach it from my end, which is like, I'm a waitress, dude. I make $2.15 an hour, and I have to count on tips to even reach $7.25. And say that it's like, I work at a Mexican restaurant, right? Taco Tuesday means I make way too much in tips. It's ridiculous. However, if I am to divide that by like, well, add up everything I make in a week, I make it to minimum wage maybe if I make crazy amount of tips on that one Tuesday, because there's other days where I only get like 6 tables and I like that table tipped me like $2. You know what I'm saying? So I could approach it from that end where it's like I'm not even making minimum wage because I'm expected to reach that in tips. So if that's the system that is in place, then my work is being valued less than minimum wage already. A $15 minimum wage would mean that would also go up.
I don't think that's right because, well, first of all, I don't think that's right because if you're a waitress, you should be at least you shouldn't be getting paid $2 an hour. Even if you do get tips is just like,
tips is supposed to be extra.
Work, Exactly. It shouldn't be. The owner should be like, oh, you're getting a lot of tips, so let me pay you $2 instead of $7, instead of actual minimum wage, because the people will pay for the other 70% of your pay. So I think waitresses shouldn't be paid $2 an hour. But raising the minimum wage, I don't know on the other hand.
It is mostly due to cultural differences, because if you go to other countries,
yeah, tipping's not a thing.
Yeah, like it's all different. Yeah.
It's the corporation, bro. They're like, why not have the customers pay for our employees?
And see, that's exactly it, because that same thing applies to minimum wage, dude. We're giving into this concept that, like, oh, I can't pay these people more because then the people that do more are going to feel bad about it. Like, okay, so pay them more too. What? Like, prices are going up. People need money. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that simple, but conceptually, like, higher prices, more money, right?
Solid.
I feel like,
Anything else to add?
well, I feel like a big part of this is also the way that the news covers it, because every few months you'll see them, like, pitch the story as, like, McDonald's employees want 15 an hour for minimum wage, and so the focus is always on fast food, like you said. And again, it's also because that's our personal experience, right? Those were our starting jobs. But it's not just gonna be the fast food workers, right? It's everyone across the board. So I feel like also it has to do with the way the news approaches these topics, right? Like, they tell the stories that approach the narrative in the way that they want to frame it.
Well, the news is a whole separate thing. I always thought the news was supposed to be like an unbiased carrier of information so that their audience will make their own decision. But nowadays, if you watch CNN, you'll get more of a liberal view, and then you watch Fox News, you get more conservative views. I wish I had, give me some facts or something. And if it's like actually, yeah, give me opinions sometime, but like tell me when it's your opinion and tell me when it's like.
Right.
I think we talked about this last time also,
we did.
But the media is just another thing that.
Well, that's also why you have to be willing to watch stuff from the other side. But it's also interesting the way it's broken down, because in my hometown back in North Carolina, Fox is actually the most unbiased, not like national Fox, like our local Fox station. That's probably the one that gives us the most unbiased news. The ones that are, I think, the CBS channel and the NBC channel tend to have a little bit more right-leaning ideals, but I mean, being in the South, you kind of expect that a little bit. So I've always thought that was interesting, just even regionally, not,
Yeah, I've also heard that like local news is just like more factual, and they tell us what's going on because they don't have like a national stance, and they have they're not making like a lot of money.
They're just here to tell you the weather and what's going on.
Exactly, bro. They're funny as hell sometimes.
They're your neighbors, so they're like, that'll be nice.
Exactly.
You know what's funny too is me and my roommates we'll do is like we'll have dinner and we'll watch TV or something, and on FX they've been having like a Will Ferrell marathon for some reason, but Anchorman was on today, and that was actually one of the things. I've never really liked Will Ferrell movies, but I will say the man is mad smart, because everything he makes is a hit. He might be mad annoying, but he's mad smart, and I've never really looked at his stuff critically until today. It was just kind of on in the background, and there's a scene where he's like, why do we have to tell the people what they need to hear? Why can't we just tell them what they want to hear? And, like, the rest of the movie is them, like, saying the news. And it is news. Like, they're saying, like, yo, this puppy was dancing with the American flag. Or, like, whatever, right? Like, it's not a lie, but it's just, like, news that is supposed to be, like, feel good, happy, like, that type of stuff also. So for that movie to even be so critical, considering that Will Ferrell got such a big, kickstart to his career from being on NBC with SNL and everything, like, that's really, really, like, I hate that the man is clever, because it's supposed to be just a really dumb comedy, right? But even that was, like, a little bit of a critique on the news. And I was just like, dude, why am I sitting here, like, thinking about life because of a Will Ferrell movie?
I mean, it's facts, bro. I haven't seen the movies, but I've seen the trailer, and it looks like a good movie, but I haven't watched it yet. But I'll add it onto my list.
Yeah, watch Anchorman.
Didn't they make like three? Didn't they make like 3 of those or something? Or 2 of those?
There might be 2. I don't know if there's a third. I've seen 2 for sure.
Is he still making movies nowadays?
I think so. I think he was producing a show recently, but I don't know what it was. Like I said, I don't want to like him, but I can't deny that he knows what he's doing.
I bet.
Walmer, do you have input on the news or on Will Ferrell?
No. I really don't get much attention in news. Like, sometimes I do, but
he just watch anime every day.
Every
day, every hour, when he's not sleeping or eating.
It's all anime.
Oh, he just when I'm around you, that you watch anime.
He reads comic books or watch anime?
No, I read books, like not web novels.
Like actual books with words.
I don't read. I hate reading. I hate reading for fun. I don't know why people do that. Why not just watch a movie or something, or YouTube? But some other people said just read because you get more of the. I don't even know.
More great Jesus flowing through your head. When you read, you actually have to use your imagination to recreate the whole world around you.
But when you watch a movie, you get to analyze it critically.
I feel like reading takes like a lot of mental work. While watching something, I'm just like laying back. I can eat a popcorn. I can look back at what's going on.
But you could also in the case that movies make you dumb while books make you smart.
I would disagree because me watching Anchorman earlier led to this discussion on the media.
There we go. There's some good, knowledgeable movies. I mean, it doesn't have to be movies in general. You can be watching YouTube or anything for fun. People say they read for fun. I'm like, why do you want to torture yourself?
Okay, listen, I will say, as a kid, I read a lot, like, way too much. Probably, like, even through high school, my primary source of entertainment was, like, actual, like, paper books. But then somewhere along the line, I shifted more towards, like, consuming, like, I guess digital content, as we all did. And, I don't know, I feel like my attention span for reading has gone way down just because, like you said, you do have to focus on it. It takes a lot of concentration. You're imagining, like, more of it because, you know, you're responsible for everything that's not a word on the page, right? But I feel like with movies or TV or podcast or, you know, music, you can multitask. And I feel like every single time that I'm doing something, I'm multitasking. Even this show, right? I have you guys here, I have this monitoring the stream, I have this up with the show notes. Like, I like having different points of focus.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. I just like reading. You have to sit down and actually focus on reading, which if you do like that, props to you, but you know, I'd rather not just read.
What do you usually read, Walmer? Are you drawn to a certain type of book or just books in general?
Yes, usually I read a lot of fantasy, like magic-based books are magic in it.
Mm-hmm.
But good magic story, not the cliche kind of guy.
Gotcha. So more fantasy than sci-fi.
No, I do love sci-fi actually. Like, it's hard to fight between sci-fi and magic. So when I do find it's a good story that's both inside, I go for it. It's like just read as much as I can, or see it if it's actually an anime. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I just love it.
Have you watched One Punch Man, Karla?
I have not. I have never been very big into. Is that an anime? I'm not into anime.
Yeah, it's an anime.
The only
Walmer got me into it, and I'm in love with the show.
I'm not against watching it. I just never seek it out on my own. Like, the only thing I've seen is like Avatar, and that's because you guys have met Raphael on the podcast, and y'all obviously know him because you knew him in real life. I've only really seen Avatar. Pokemon, does that count? Oh, and the Studio Ghibli movies.
Apparently, Avatar is not an anime considered. Walmer said.
I've heard that.
To me,
Avatar
is not anime, and Pokemon is also not anime. It's mostly a commercial for Pokemon cards. And
yeah, but like
Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually is the biggest commercial of all. It was literally a toy that they were promoted through a TV show. So.
Well, Kui from chat says that Avatar is the anime, so we can discuss that if you
like. To me, it's not. To me, it doesn't feel like a real anime because it just doesn't feel right to call it an anime. It's more of an animation instead of a.
Well, what's the difference?
Isn't it because it's like where it's made or who it was produced by or something?
No.
I don't know. I just know what I hear on the internet and in real life conversations.
Avatar is my favorite TV show ever, or favorite animated TV show. I just love Avatar.
Well, because you can call it Western anime, not a traditional Japanese or Chinese or Korean anime.
So it is an anime.
I guess just the Western.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's got to do something with the fact that it wasn't like made by I don't know whatever. Kui, if you're paying attention, Walmer likes One Punch Man. If that means anything to you. But speaking of movies and content and media that makes you think, The Matrix.
Yes.
Well, Walmer thinks we're in the Matrix.
Please
It could be
explain.
possible.
Please discuss.
Are we in the Matrix, Walmer?
Also, Kui says One Punch Man is
Insufficient
amazing.
data.
So there's that.
Insufficient data. But if you could create a black hole, that would be strong enough evidence to show whether you are in a matrix or not. Because
What
a black
does-
hole destroys everything around you. So if you were in the matrix, it's going to start crashing itself eventually.
So wait, explain what you mean by in a matrix. Explain what you mean by in the matrix.
A computer simulation, like you. This is technically all happening in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
What you're seeing now is actually real. It's just a figment of your imagination, created by someone else.
By
just to
something
distract
else?
you.
Oh,
By
interesting.
something else.
I've...
Like who?
That's the
You've
question.
seen the Matrix.
I've seen it once, but I kind of forgot it. There's like aliens that
No, robots. Like
robots.
yeah, like mankind evolved to the point where we create robots smart enough that they took over the world and they harvest our bodies by putting us in machines where our minds roam in a virtual simulation and they use our body as a fuel source. Cool.
Interesting. So,
That's nature.
Josh in chat asks, what's the more likely future, The Matrix or Interstellar? If you've seen
Oh my
Interstellar.
god, I love Interstellar.
Yeah.
You mean like the Earth dying off and we have to like go out and find a new planet? Is that what you mean by Interstellar?
Is that what you mean by Interstellar? You have to wait for them to
I've not
respond.
seen the Theara.
Well, here's Interstellar. It's Carla, you've seen the movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain Interstellar, Walmer?
You explain it, Tara.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. I think it's been a minute, but so it's back like I think it's in the future, maybe 100 years from now or something, and somehow the Earth is like not growing crops anymore. People are there's like famine, there's like dust storms that comes all the time, and NASA has this mission where they have 4 potential areas or planets that could like maybe like
sustain human life.
yes. So he has to send. It's like I think a team of like 3 that they sent out. They got like a rocket. that
It's
sent
through
it
like a
out. I
wormhole
think they
type
use like
thing.
wormholes.
Yeah.
Yes. So they use wormholes to like get there, and then they have to like find a new planet that can continue human life.
So essentially, like, the question that Josh is asking is, are we in a multi-dimensional situation, or are we in the Matrix? Like, is it a simulation, or is it multiple dimensions? Because this is interesting to me, and I've mentioned this on the show before. There's I think this was one of the first episodes that we did too, where we talked about like theories about kind of like existence, and one of them is like the last Thursday theory, which is essentially everything was invented last Thursday. Everything was created last Thursday. Consider last Thursday the Big Bang, and every memory that you have of experiencing anything was also created last Thursday. You were created last Thursday, but also so was everything you think you know. So before Thursday, nothing existed.
But who's creating it though?
That's the question.
See, that'd be advanced because they have to put that memory exactly how it is in every mind, so that they remember that
Tara,
I did this when I was 5.
what
I
if
did
you
this when I was
created
10.
that? You created everything last Thursday, and you gave yourself the memories of existence, and everything else around you is also your creation or your imagination. Essentially, nothing is real but you.
That's horrible. That's a very bad life to live.
Well, that's a possibility. You don't know it because. But what's the point?
What is the point?
That goes in. What is the point? Maybe we're just being harvested by robots. They need our brain power or something. To be honest, I like to think that we're not in the Matrix because I like to think that we were created and this is all real and this is reality.
So you do believe in a God?
I don't believe in. I'm agnostic.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that this is reality and we're not being that no aliens is creating us.
Do you believe in the possibility of an alternate reality or an alternate dimension?
I do. It's definitely, it has to be real.
Please elaborate.
What do you mean it has to be real?
It has to be real because you're heard of the term deja vu. You all know it exists, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you feel you already did something or something already happened.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, this could be because alternate reality exists and somehow they leak into your memories and you saw a glimpse of it happening. You're like, is this real? Like it already happened. Like, I'm pretty sure I did this already, even though you didn't.
That is an interesting thought.
You think that means that you did it in an alternate reality?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like
I've not heard that before.
Well, when I have it, I'm like, oh, maybe I did something else in the past, and the scenario might not be exactly the same, but
it triggered that in your
I
mind.
remember doing this in the past,
Okay.
or like something like that. I have those once in a while, but I never thought about.
Well, let me tell you something about light. I read this once. I'm not sure where I read it from, but I know it was a reliable source. Basically, a photon travels in every single direction before it goes in a straight line.
Ooh.
So if that's true, that means that we can experience every other reality before we experience this reality.
Yeah, you lost me, bro.
That's
It's all quantum
interesting.
physics, which I don't understand.
Wait, yeah, I don't get it, but I'm into it.
I know it's
You lost me. You
So-
lost me. You should make a movie out of it so I can watch it and learn about it.
Yo, let's
In a
team up.
movie.
Production studio, let's go.
I'll just be the test viewer. I'll just
No,
watch it.
Tara,
I'll
you're
watch it.
you're gonna be head of marketing, remember?
Head of marketing? Okay, I can do that. I'll market it.
In chat we're seeing Josh says if it's multidimensional, time doesn't apply, so you wouldn't need time to put or create the reality because it wouldn't exist or be bound by time. And then
yes.
okay, and then Jay says
Well, there's no time.
Well, he's saying that time is its own dimension, so it exists.
So, well, think of it this way. In multiverse theory, and this is what Jay's mentioning also, every action or mere action to stand up instead of, like, if you decide to stand up instead of sitting down, creates an entirely different timeline. So, with these things in mind, what if there's a timeline where time doesn't exist, or a dimension, and there's a dimension where time does exist? Because who's limiting how many dimensions and what the rules of each one are? Because
Wait, what do you mean time doesn't exist? It can't just not exist.
Well, yes, because time is its own force. Gravity, for example, is its own force of physics. Just like gravity.
No, you have to have time in every reality because you have to.
well,
Does that mean we're all just frozen?
No,
the
Tara.
concept of time can exist. The time itself doesn't have to exist.
Because if nothing is moving forward, so time
No,
is
so
a
time
straight
does
line,
exist.
right?
No. So time does exist. It just doesn't confine each reality. So, like, it doesn't matter when something was created, just that it was created. If that makes sense.
I like to think of that place as heaven, because everything exists there, and
there's no time?
There's no time.
Well, there is time because I can be like, if I'm still in heaven, I'm like, oh, yesterday I did this.
Yeah, so
Even though
time
yesterday
exists.
was-
It just doesn't confine you because it isn't, you know.
What do you mean? Like I can go back in time? Is that what you mean by that? Does not. confine?
Essentially, yeah, you can just exist in any dimension at any given point.
My brain.
Mac in
So
chat.
If I go back.
Wait.
So if I go back in time,
Uh-huh.
because time is not a thing,
Uh-huh.
will everything else around me change with time? With
No,
me
because
going back
So,
in time?
yes and no. And so I'm going to go back to Jay's theory, which was my favorite version of the multiverse theory, which is that there is a multiverse, a universe, a dimension, a reality for everything. So, like, there's one where instead of wearing a black shirt, I'm wearing a white shirt, but everything else is the same. That's the only difference. But there's an infinite amount of them, so there's one where time does exist, where time doesn't exist, where it does bind you, where it doesn't bind you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is real, but also at the same time, nothing
So do
is.
you think is this universe that we're living in right now, is that an alternate of another one where you wear the red shirt, or is this the real one and all the other ones are fake?
See, I don't.
To us?
Oh god. See, I don't know, and that's something I've always thought about because I'm like, is there even a real one, or am I somebody else's alternate reality? Right? Because in my perception, this is real, like, this is what I experience, so I see it, I feel it, this is the one that exists. But in another reality, there's a different me that's like, yo, podcast with a K, Karla is crazy. What's she even talking about right now?
Yo.
Walmer, what were you gonna say?
I forgot actually. It's very good.
Mac in chat asks, how did we go from snow to this? And I will go ahead and respond. That was exactly the point, because this is how our conversations always go.
That was the progression that we built. It was small talk from snow, and this is the end.
No joke. That's tonight's show notes, is the order of conversations that we were going to talk about, because that's how our conversations usually go.
Thank you for noticing, because that was the point.
Mac, you win. I don't know what you win, but you win tonight.
So again, I like to believe that this is reality, and our version of it is the real one. Mm-hmm. Everything else, even though there could be a copy where Karla's wearing red and I'm wearing black and you're wearing green. There could be, but there could be everything else. You just don't think about it too much. It's just, this is how we are.
Theara said, "No thoughts, just vibes."
Just vibes, bro. I mean, like, why take the point to think about if I wore black today? How is that gonna affect my life?
Let me ask you a question, guys. If alternate reality exists, do you think fate exists?
Fate?
Ooh.
Fate.
Like your destiny.
Like doesn't happen. Yeah. Something that ties all the reality together, I guess. There has to be something
What do you mean, like it's bound to happen?
Yeah. Because
no.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so, because I think we create our own fate. Whatever we do today and right now is what we will create. Yes.
Which is technically.
I don't think, like, Obama he has to be president no matter what happens. No matter what else happened, maybe there's another dimension where he's not president. So I don't know. I don't know anymore, bro.
No, I like this topic and I've talked about this on the show in different contexts. And I think my favorite one was like those choose your own adventure books, where like no matter what choice you make, you're gonna reach the end of the story that everyone else reaches. Or like if there's like 5 different endings, like your decisions affected how you got there, whether it was a happy ending or a sad ending for you, but the ending still remains the same. And I personally hate that theory, because that means that whether I did this podcast or not, whether I wore black or red or white, whether I'm drinking like a lime seltzer instead of a Sprite soda, like if none of these choices actually matter, what is the point of existence? So
exactly.
I would like to think, as much as I like the phrase, if it's meant to be, it'll be like whenever it comes to like things not going your way, it's hypocritical, because if it means that nothing I do is going to change the outcome, what am I doing it for? So I'm kind of more on the side of maybe that's not a thing, and hopefully free will is the right answer.
Do you think faith is?
Yeah, I believe that if you exist outside reality, you have the power to control others' fate and reality. Yeah.
Ooh.
This is why I believe in God. Wow. Because he lives outside our reality. So he's free to intervene and create certain parts, because there has to be certain reality he prefers over others. Reality he does not want to see. So there has to be somebody to keep us all in check.
But why? Okay, so this is also a good topic, because I guess that would go into the concept of God being omniscient and omnipotent. But so how do we know which like level, I guess, of reality we're in? If that's the right question here. Do we control anything else's fate? Or we just don't know it? Or
I think we do control everyone's own stuff, because we can make choices that would impact other people's life. Yeah, like, I could slap Theara right now and he'll be.
But that's you doing your thing right now. That's not.
You're not controlling like his destiny, his future.
Yeah. Well, that's just part of everyday thing.
Unless that's just how we perceive it, right? Like, what if God is technically slapping you? You can't see him slap you, but he did, and now, you have a bad day, and, like, you step in a puddle.
Well, that is if you believe in God. But if you don't believe in God, none of that actually.
So, because,
None of that actually.
So, because,
matters.
well, no, because the thing is, Tara, like, if we're approaching this from, like, the perspective of realities, not religion, not faith, not belief systems, like, this is just, like, one, I guess, entity of energy affecting another. So, like, whether you believe in it or not, it might still be doing the thing. It's the same as the multiverse theory. Whether or not we believe in it, if it exists, and we can't do anything about it. And Jay in chat mentioned the Mandela effect. Like, it's just a leaked collective of memories from a different reality. So what if they do blend together, and that's why sometimes things get weird? Or, like, deja vu happens, right? Like, it's something that you can't really explain, but it feels tangible and real to you.
I just don't. I don't know what to think right now.
Okay. What I was gonna say is that we already have what they call particle accelerators somewhere in Sweden, I think it was, where we collide two particles together to try and study the effects that we have on the world. What if every time we do that, that's why we get all those leaks of the deja vu and Mandela effects and everything? Because we're messing with reality. We're trying to.
How does colliding two particles together is messing with
Because
reality?
we're trying to study the quantum effects that happen when two particles combine to become one.
Is it kind of like the butterfly effect? Like, is that what that is?
The what?
Is it like the butterfly effect, where these two particles colliding affect the course of history?
No, the butterfly effect is when you go back in time. And you
No.
change one thing.
The butterfly effect is just how things can ripple from one thing.
That's the ripple effect.
Well, whatever the
because-
proper phrase is, like, one little action affects something major out there. So is that what a particle accelerator does? Because I actually don't know anything about particle accelerators other than they're in the Flash and they make him go
No,
fast.
exactly. We don't know what we're doing. We just built it to see what
We're just doing things?
We're just doing it.
That doesn't mean it affects anything. We're just studying science, bro. And why are they building this anyway?
If they don't know what it does.
We want to know more about science. We want to learn about quantum. We want to learn about what the basic unit of life itself. Like
So two scientists was in a bar and they're like, "Yo, what if we threw two particles together and then let's see what happens?" And then that's how we made this. Yes, that's how.
I think that's how that happened, because I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down.
And then they're like, let's see what happens.
The sun is fusion, so it's when two hydrogen atoms combine to create helium, I think it was. So that is already technically a reaction going on. But what we want to do is simplify it even more and into one effect, like only two atoms, and see what will happen, like two particles, like a proton and neutrino.
So we're not doing it because we want to create an effect. We're just doing it to see what would happen if these two things collided, just because we've never seen them collide before.
We want to understand that the logic behind it.
Dude, I love
If we can
science.
understand, we can rewrite reality. I mean, when we learn chemistry, we can create medicines because of it. Like, we study how elements interact with one
what's
another.
the guess? What's supposed to happen?
Basically, if you see many movies, they all talk about building accidental black wormholes, black holes, black matter.
We're all dead. We're all dead.
So essentially, we're trying to create Interstellar and go through a wormhole to an alternate dimension.
Yes,
Just
we
from
are.
two
Yes,
particles. Full
Yes,
circle,
we are.
I love that.
Wait, in the movie, how did they go through the wormhole?
Oh yeah.
It was just there, right? Or
Yeah,
did they create it?
it's been a minute since I've seen it, but I think they just kind of like knew to use it. I don't know, man.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. I was actually supposed to rewatch it tonight, but did not.
If they made it themselves, that'd be cool as hell.
So
That'd be cool.
what I'm hearing
Wait,
is
no, I
that
don't
we
think
have
they made it though. I think it was left there.
from
for
a
them to go
different.
through.
Yeah,
It
they
was,
just used
there
it,
was
right?
no time. There's like multiple dimensions, and it was left there for us to go through. I think
I think they just knew to use it. Again, I don't
Yeah.
remember.
it was like they found it and like it was like, say it's next to Mars or something, and then NASA just found it. They're like,
So ancient civilization built it and left it there for us.
yes. So they thought it was left from the future for us to go through, so that Earth wouldn't have to die off.
But that means we build time travel. And
Yes.
we build time travel.
But in this reality, it means time doesn't matter because the wormhole is just putting you at a certain point of existence, regardless.
Facts. No. Okay.
Again, none
Well-
of these conversations really mean anything because we don't know what we're talking about.
No.
We might have a PhD in physics, so we do not know what's going on.
But this is what I love
What I
about
do
this show,
know-
and this is what I love about these conversations. We get to learn what we all think about things. This is literally just a conversation between people with none of the information.
Well, then you know,
Yes, you just spent an hour with us just listening to us rambling about stuff,
But
which is
again,
awesome.
yeah.
It's great.
See, maybe that's the point of existence. Maybe the real multiverse is the friends we made along the way.
Yes. And then Walmer running away from rides is being offered to him.
I wonder what goes on in the universe where Walmer does accept a ride.
Yo, that'd be. I
Um,
think that never happens because
no,
it doesn't.
I
It never happens.
can tell you exactly what happened.
What happened?
I was getting there, sit down, not speak, and just sit there, let you do all the talking, and just follow you out the car.
There's another universe where you get in the car.
And you run
don't?
away,
Yeah,
Tara.
And I ran away.
Yeah, right. No.
What happens in that
Yeah,
universe?
there-
I want to meet that
there's
version
a-
of y'all.
If there's an alternate, if everything exists, so every different thing, that could be a universe, man.
Well,
That could be a reality.
that means that in that reality, my personality is not the same. So technically, that's not the real me.
No,
But-
it is
It's a whole
you.
different me.
That's
No,
that's the
there's
real you
everything.
of that reality.
It is.
It's not the me.
Walmer,
No, both of us will not accept the
Walmer,
other.
this is not
We'll
your
take
real reality, Walmer. The real one is when you had a green shirt on this podcast. So you have the blue shirt, you're not real. You think you're real, but you're not real, bro.
Turns out this is all just in
Carla,
Walmer's
you're
imagination, and
an
we're just
black
trying
guy.
to get him to wake up. Walmer, wake up! This isn't real.
But this is not the real reality. This
What
is
if-
an alternate.
What if
If you think you're in the real one, you're false.
what if
Because
there's
no
a
way.
reality where this is podcast with a T?
And what does the T stand for?
See,
And it's my podcast?
Yeah, what if this is your show in a different reality?
I mean, if y'all believe in that, I mean, that's what's up.
I don't like that.
But wake up, yo. You're in a dream. Have you watched Inception?
Yeah, I watched it recently.
Yo, wake up, Walmer.
never.
You had a green shirt on, remember?
I love sci-fi. I
Yo,
love
this is just
movies.
a dream and a dream and a dream. Wait. This is just a dream and a dream. We're trying to like plant something in your mind. Me and Karla both.
Yes.
What are we gonna try to play my consciousness? What's
I don't know, something where you actually get in the car, bro. I'm like, get in the car, and this is the one where you don't get in the car, so you're like, oh, bro, and then you live to an old age. You're like, I live a sad life because I didn't get in that car. So when you wake up, you get in that car. You know what I'm saying, Karla?
Yeah, this is a wake-up
You
call,
know what I'm
Walmer.
saying?
You have to get in the
We
car.
don't want him to have a sad, tragic life. We need him to get in the car.
Get
So
in the
that's why
car.
we made-
What if I got in the car got in an accident, and I was the only one who died?
Okay,
This is
listen.
not.
Would you have taken responsibility?
What if you
Yeah,
didn't get in the car and then a tree fell right in your path because you didn't get in the car that went away fast enough for the tree to not fall? Also, what if there was a tree? I don't know where y'all were or if there were trees, but if there were trees, what if that happened?
There were trees then. That would get horrible.
Ooh,
Well,
okay,
That's a movie.
hold on. I saw a comment that caught my eye. What if we're living in a dream, and so when you die, you actually, like, wake up? Because I've heard you can't die in a dream, because you don't know what death is, so you can't really experience something in a dream that you haven't experienced.
Well, you can't feel pain in a dream, apparently, and we can feel pain. Do you feel this? So it's not a dream.
Unless it is.
They actually, Inception, they felt pain. So,
I can't remember if I've felt pain in dreams. Hold on, let me go to sleep real quick.
Well, I know it's possible to know that you are actually in pain. Like it doesn't matter if you are in pain. It's just that if you see an injury, like you know you should be in pain.
Well,
So you
pain is just
automatically-
your brain perceiving a sensation as painful, so your brain could make you think you're in pain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're dreaming, maybe that part of the brain is not active because you're asleep and you can't. That's why you can't feel pain in the dream, or physically when you're in the dream. Guys, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
I
Or in a
mean,
dream.
yeah, this is probably a dream, actually.
Nah, this is not a dream. I don't think it's a dream.
I like to think
I
that
have
this
to
is
tell you.
real reality. I saw...
Yeah, me too.
Hold on. Jay said
Everybody,
something-
this is the real reality.
This is the real
To
reality.
you, at least.
Instead of us
To
telling...
you in your own mind.
Yeah, instead of this being Walmer's imagination where we're telling him to wake up and get in the car, this is your wake-up call to know that you are awake and this is real. This is your confirmation. If you're watching this show right now or listening to it later or whatever, however you're consuming this content, just know this is reality. Officially declared by me and Tara.
Yes. Nothing else exists
Nothing
except
else
you
exists.
right now at this time.
You in
And
this
whatever color
moment.
shirt you have on right now.
Yes. The color you are
Just
wearing is the
reality.
color you were meant to wear.
Big facts. Big
Facts.
That's how it is.
Alright, lads, we've made it through our entire list of topics, which, again, Mac, is crazy that you noticed that. Because that was the point. That's really funny.
This was fun. This was fun. I liked it. Thank you for having us. on
Thank
the
you
show,
so much for
Karla.
being on the show. As usual,
Podcast with a kid.
yes, follow us on Twitter at PODKASTXK or ! Twitter if you're in chat, if you're listening on the station next week or on Spotify at any given time if time is real. That's still the same username, twitch.tv/CarlyGirl. Do you guys have anything you would like to promote or plug or shout out?
Just Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Again, not investment advice. Just Dogecoin.
This is, again, Tara's official statement, and you can feel free to sue him if you lose your life's earnings.
Not investment advice.
I love that chat right now is saying, yes, but consider cool sci-fi theories, and then Doge to the moon! It's truly symbolic of how
That's
this
the
episode
only way
went.
it can go. Just move.
Or straight down into the ground.
Shh, don't. That's not possible.
Tara's
Not,
at 2
not
weeks-
unless we all buy it.
I
Not unless
guess.
we all buy it.
I
Then
guess.
it will go to the moon.
Well. Oh, wait, before we go, question mark. One last question for you guys before we go. Would you go to the moon? Like, if they were like, yo, free trip to the moon, would you do it?
Right? Am I able to come back?
Oh, yeah, free round trip. Like, you get to go and come back.
Hell yeah. Why would I not?
Because
Definitely
what
wanna
if the
experience
rocket
that.
explodes? What if there's a space dinosaur that's
Okay,
gonna
then.
eat you? Like,
Never
I
mind.
don't
You
know.
didn't tell me that, Karla.
No, they can
Tara,
all-
it's the same thing as if you get in a car and there's like a pothole and now you have a flat tire and you can't get back home.
No, I think if we were able to go to the moon again, it would be pretty safe. So, yeah, I would go.
I won't.
You wouldn't? I would. Dude, imagine the pictures you could get from the moon. My Instagram feed is gonna be so lit.
That's what you think. That's what you think about. You're on a freaking different.
No, obviously I
Man,
want to
no,
go for
you
the
gotta-
experience of being on the moon, Tara. I'm being facetious. But also a little bit. I just want really cool pictures.
Well, I do like that one pic where I think like they took a picture of us. I mean, from the moon of Earth, and it looks like just a glowing orb of ocean, bro. It's like,
Are you talking about the one that's
Yo.
above your head?
oh yes.
Tara, it's literally your poster. I like that we both have space themed things. You have that, and I have my fake NASA painting that says bruh instead of NASA.
Yeah, I got this for free, by the way.
Did you really? At the
I,
poster sale thing?
Yeah, there was like a poster. There was a poster sale in BTR,
Mm-hmm.
and they said if you help us clean up, you get a free poster. So I grabbed this one, and then don't tell them that, but as I was unpacking and helping them pack, I stole another one.
Tara, why would you
So
confess this on air?
I got 2 posters. I didn't do that though. That was the alternate reality where I did do that. This one, in this reality, I didn't do that. But I had a deja vu where I remember taking another one.
Thank you,
But
Tara,
that was
for the
other reality.
clarification. Yes, in the multiverse, this is what happened, but not in this one. This one was the straight and narrow. I also got free posters from that. I have a Batman one. You guys can't see it. I have a Batman one over there and a Back to the Future one over here.
I like that.
Dude,
That
Tara
Batman
also
was
has the Batman one's kind of sick, right? But Tara also has a dogs playing poker one, and it's massive, and I love it.
do.
Jesus.
Still on my wall to this day.
It is. And does it still have the sticky notes with what they were saying?
Oh, I took that off.
Oh, sad.
When the semester ended. Yeah.
Walmer, do you have any cool
But I like
posters?
how they're all looking at that one dog. They're like, "What the hell is this guy doing, bro?"
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so.
Wait, Walmer, do you have any cool
Karla's
posters or not? Hold on.
No, I do not. I am very antisocial, very anti-culture. So it's
But he does have a 100-piece puzzle that he put together of some horses that he taped up. And
Oh,
that's on
that's
his wall.
sick. That's really sick.
You have that, right?
I do.
He does have that.
It's a
Nice.
secret.
Oh,
Horses are cool. What you mean? That's a really cool idea. I've seen people frame those puzzles that they make. It's pretty cool.
how do you frame it?
You make the puzzle and then you like put it in a frame and you put it
Yeah,
up.
wouldn't it fall down?
Well, no.
No, because the back of it is like flush against the glass.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
all
Have a
right.
good day.
If that is all, then this has been Podcast with a K, and this is Karla with a K signing off. Tune in next week, same time, same station, same channel. New nonsense, new guests. Have a fantastic night and have a great week. Peace out.
Bye.